There's a beach right there, and it's hot. You feel like jumping in your bathing suits, jumping in the water. But I put my foot in the water, and it's a little cold. But yeah, you can swim there. You could swim there right now. A lot of people could. I bet it's a little dirty. There's a lot of mansionry around here. A lot of mansions, a lot of bathrooms. I have my suspicions about the amount of shit in the water. Then again, it might be pretty good because that's the lake they go to too, right? So it'd be in their best interest to keep it clean. You want to go down the lake and swim around here in your own pool. So that's probably an incentive. Well, there's all the regulations, you know, from the federal, provincial, and municipal governments to prevent you from doing anything bad for the environment. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm too cynical. Maybe I should have carried the gimbal. But what I did discover is a warm beach. You're actually like sitting on it. If you're sitting right here, might have to sit for a few minutes. But it really doesn't take long until you start thinking that you're on the beach. At the beach. It's warm. I think that effect lasted for like 10 minutes in the day because it's already gone. It's already gone. But I mean, it's just so beautiful. I mean, and it is still warm. It's, you know, it's not like there's no energy from it. There is. I mean, the front side of your body is just warmer. It's so nice. You wouldn't go for a swim. It's too cold. Too cold already. Just only October 18th, and you can't go for a swim anymore. Places in the world you swim in warm water all the time. And it's warm. Really pretty warm. It's one thing that Canada doesn't have is a big warm ocean. I hear that the Atlantic side is a lot warmer. And there's some islands, you know, I think wherever up north there, right? Past where Relic and them, you know, hunted for logs up that way, up further north that way. There's some islands out there, really Caribbean-like, I've heard. The sun goes, they're islands, and the tide goes way out, sun warms up, comes back in, and it's like a big warm ocean. I think that's the best. Like, I'm getting hot now. Probably getting a bit of a suntan. Am I still filming this? Yeah. Looks like there's still some memory on this thing. Wow, I must have deleted a lot. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to just keep this on. If this looks good, why not? Over the water's cool, isn't it? That's as far out as I can lean it. I probably would transition from the water better if I put it right here, because there's so much reflected light coming off these trees, so that's probably burning out the image as well, right? If I did it out there somewhere, it's better. Or just a lot more slowly. That transition. And to transition from looking vertically down at the water to looking, let's say, to looking up at the tree. And you do that perfectly smoothly. And there's mosquitoes. How's that? Pretty good, eh? Oh, there you can get another look at Metrotown, piece of Metrotown. Yeah, so depending on where you are in the lake, you can see more or less of Metrotown. Over there where the film studios, you can just, Metrotown just looks like enormous. Looks 5 miles across and 5 kilometers across and 10 kilometers away. That's what it looks like to me, 10 kilometers away. But try and get there on the bus. You know, as the crow flies, I'd say, looks like, I want to say 10. I don't actually believe 10. It doesn't look like 10. It looks more like 6. Yeah. That's just weirds me out. And yesterday when I got on the bus, I went to Metrotown. And I didn't really get out, you know, and socialize as much as I have today, which is none.
Is it just like, put it in order, but
I don't really want to speak to anybody that doesn't speak Chinese. Sometimes. Like, just if I have the choice, I'd rather speak to Chinese people. Not than everybody all the time, but in certain moods, yeah. The thing is that I feel, because I think, I don't know, I feel elevated. That's what I was going to say about it. That's how it makes me feel. I just had a conversation with 2 people from Shanghai. That's pretty interesting. Because just as what happened, right? That's a little bit of a story. So I talked to her and told her that weather here would be really awful in the winter, right? And she said, no. And she said, are you a Vancouver person? I said, yeah, of course, right? Vancouver person. And she said, but this is all in Chinese, right? So she says, and this is your first time here? And I said, yeah. And she said, you're not from Vancouver. Everyone in Vancouver has been here at least once before. So I said, oh, so you think I'm lying about living here a long time? And she said, yes. And so it's funny, right? This is getting interesting. We're having a good time. Her husband's there too. They're both big, middle-aged Chinese people, right? And so I said, oh, you don't believe me that So she said, no, she didn't. And so then I told her that I, didn't live in Canada all that time, and that probably explains some of the differences, Like, for example, that I can start up a conversation with her in Chinese. Right? To them, that's something, right? At least something. You have a little small talk. But in this occasion, it went kind of interestingly. Because those situations can quite often get, oh, your Chinese is so good, how did you learn? And I got like that, right? But she played a different gambit, and she caught me lying. So I told her that, and then so she still asked me, well, how did I learn to speak Chinese so well, right? And she seems, I guess, they tell you all the time that you sound fantastic, right? So whether you don't know if you actually sound fantastic or not. I think probably today I did, because it's just a kind of a feeling. Really, it's a kind of a feeling. You can feel if you're stilted. Like, the problem is that if you just do exercises and stuff, you don't really mean what you say. In the second language, in Chinese, I sound awful. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, this is Sperling. Yeah, it is. So this is where we go next. So look at this, Buckingham and Sperling. There's one right here, I think it is. Yeah, I want to get this one. There's a couple here, actually. It's really nice what they're doing. All those big trees are going to stay in there. This is fantastic. This is really fantastic. What great people to keep those trees. It's going to come down to the trees, and that's where Surrey is going to suck. There's not going to be any trees there at all. Seriously. There isn't downtown Vancouver either, but the thing is that with Surrey, there's trees there now, and they're saying, we're going to build a downtown, right? From scratch. I think this house is fantastic. And so the implication of that, we're just going to raise everything down and build it, from scratch, build it right back up again, right? It is what they're going to do. And it'll never have anything, you know, like this on a private lot. This is so nice. On private lots, you've got great big old trees. That's pretty nice, man. This is a nice big old tree too. Nice big old trees. And an understated place, you know. But having this one beside him looks good. Absolutely looks good. So I'm walking back to the bus now. I guess this is about my 4th or 5th video of the day. So I should probably start thinking a bit about what I'm doing. Oh, I know. Well, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to the bus, but can you see this? So just follow the road up. Should be able to see the road, right? Can you see it? The road? Well, it's not a road. It's a staircase. It goes really steep. Vancouver's got wicked hills. I don't know why people don't talk about the hills or the cottonwoods. The hills and the cottonwoods. Two underappreciated assets on the Vancouver aesthetic scene. The Vancouver aesthetic is outside. Look at the plane going in there. You see that? Oh, that's fantastic. Yep. This ungainly old thing, eh? Fuck. I imagine it's slated for demolition. Doesn't seem to be anybody living in there. And here's our fancy new one. I gotta say, this architecture is pretty good. This is good style. I hope that they keep these kind of old sort of faux Tudor things, I guess. But, you know, maybe, you know, get rid of a few of them, you know. Look at this one. Oh, that's a church. And there's a squirrel. And we're coming down to the corner of Canada Way and Sperling. See the squirrel? There looks to be a very, very, very good restaurant here. Should we go look at it? Or should we go down and get on the bus? Deer Lake United? Yeah, that's the church. Where's that thing? Yeah, it's definitely not. It definitely looks good, better than other stuff around there. No. So, Deer Lake Avenue, Canada Way. These are all names you'll need. Sperling, Deer Lake, Canada Way. And the restaurant that I was thinking about taking to is just that. Oh, maybe there'll be like a copyright strike or something if I do that. Okay, and here's the crosswalk. I can only cross at the crosswalk, I bet. And I think this is safe. Yep. It appears to be safe. So, what I was thinking about, oh yeah, the 144, I was thinking about that. If you were to do that, it'd be a milk run for sure. Be kind to yourself. Moving to a new country takes courage. Oh, it takes courage. There's a therapeutic state intervening in our lives again with advice, suggestions, forms to fill out, benefit checks, employment, citizenry. Citizen. To become a citizen is to renounce your allegiance to another country and swear it to your new one. That's the deal. Bucko. So here we are. We got 123 New West Station, 133 Edmund Station, or 144 Metrotown Station. They're all good, but I'd rather get the 123 New West.